right, so posted a video the other day called Close Your Face, Bud, and obviously everyone's up in arms saying it's not that simple. You need to change your path. You need to do all the other things. No, you don't. This is how simple it is. The ball gives a shit about two numbers, path and face. Most of your paths are perfectly functional, and paths don't tend to change much. It's kind of like a fingerprint. You walk in with what you walk in. So if you make 10 swings, you pull up these two numbers, you're going to see a very consistent path, but you're going to see the face angle all over the place. So you can see this last swing here was horrible, -11 path. That would be a very out-to-in swing. But if you're living at like -6, -5, -7, that is perfectly fine, perfectly functional. So if I make a swing here, here's my outside, in, over the top, whatever everyone's so terrified about. So we're going to see -8. Look at that. Cut that number in half. That's where you want the face angle to be. That right there is a perfectly functional fade. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm swinging over the top. My face angle is half of that, and I get a perfect fade. It's that simple. Now, if, let's say, I'll hit another shot here. Here's how you would use these numbers to kind of navigate it. So there's, I'm -5.6 path. My face angle is pointing right at the target, more or less. A degree open, but we'll just call that 0 to keep it simple. The ball over curved to the right. What do I need to do? All I have to do is close the face 3 degrees, and I have a perfect fade. Now, I could change my path as well if I wanted to hit a straighter shot, but that is way more difficult. You don't have to change the path. All you have to do is twist the face more or less, depending on what your miss is, until you get that 2-to-1 ratio. That's all you have to do. It's all in the hands. It's okay to roll the hands. It's okay to hold it off. Everyone's going to have to feel something different until you get this matchup. Now, let's say I'm trying to hit a draw. I've hit 8 billion shots in this thing, so if I want my path to be more from the inside, I'm just going to feel like my arms kind of just drop a little bit more. Hit that one thin, but let's see what shows up there. So there's a 2-degree in to out path. My face were at 1. That would be a nice little draw. So I was a degree too close. The ball over curved to here. That was low on the face. Anyways, we'll try and hit a little bit bigger draw here. So I'm trying to exaggerate kind of the hands moving a little bit more down. See if I got the face close enough on that one. So there's a 6-degree in to out path. Half of 6 is 3. So there's a perfect little push draw there. Generally, the more in to out you swing, the more you need to twist that face close to match it up. But again, every one is different. Everyone's going to need to feel different things depending on your grip strength, how strong or how weak it is. Generally, the weaker the grip, the more you need to twist as well. But again, the numbers tell you everything you need to know. If you're not practicing with path and face as feedback, what are you doing? If you're just going to the range and aimlessly hitting shots and changing your alignment, you're never going to get any better. You're going to suck forever. So I would highly recommend getting on TrackMan, pulling up these two numbers, experimenting with that release, how much you twist the hands or hold it off. You can even mess around with path too. If I go and let's just say I pull up path, you can isolate these numbers and figure out different feels for different things. So that last swing there, I'm 6 degrees from the inside. If you've never been on a TrackMan, these numbers won't mean anything to you until you start playing around with them. So if I go and I try and swing a little bit more out to in, we should see that number go more negative. And there we have, there's -16.4. So that would be a really out to in swing. I can kind of mess around with somewhere in between, see if I can. Let's see, so there's -6. So, and you can do the same thing with face angle. You can pull face angle up, and you can try really closing the face. You can try really holding it off. You may find that some of those feels are, you're not doing what you think at all. That is the value of this feedback. Try really rolling your arms. I'll pull up face here. Might as well just try it here. So I'm going to pull up face angle. So that last one, my face was 4 degrees closed in relation to the target. So if I really hold this one off or feel like there's no twisting in the downswing, and that was a little better. So that should be more open face angle there. So there's 5 degrees open. That was very hold-offy. Now if I go again and I really feel like I'm rolling the hand, some of you might need to feel like the face is pointing straight down to the ground at impact just to have a functional face. Again, everyone's different, and the feedback here is the beauty. So there's a little bit more twist. Let's see where the face angle ends up there. There's 9 degrees close. So hopefully this clarifies some things. It really is that simple. Close the face more or less if you have a functional path and if that's the shot shape you want to hit. Of course, if you want to hit a draw, and you're swinging from the outside, then of course the path is going to have to change, but that's way more difficult than it needs to be. Just play the shot shape that your path dictates, whatever you walk in with, as long as it's functional, and then figure out the face. It's so simple in theory.